All right, hi, my name is Andrew Garber. I am the founder of the homeschoolingcompany.com, and this is just a quick start demo of how to get started, what we're about, and what a curriculum looks like for a homeschooler on the homeschoolingcompany.com. So if you come to our homepage, um, you will hit sign in, and you will sign up. Obviously, I already have an account, but I reset it for the purposes of this demo. My email is andrew at the homeschoolingcompany.com. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email me. I'm here to help homeschoolers of all kinds. Um, with that, you will sign in, and it will take you to your onboarding after you sign up, of course. We have our conversation with our mentor. It is totally and completely personalized to how your kid works. So we want to know as much about them as possible. So whatever information helps, that's what we go for. So Andrew is 14. That was, you know, we'll just do it for testing purposes. Andrew is 14. Cool. Um, you can also talk to your mentor. There's a text to speech, and then you can unmute it here. He is in ninth grade for math, but he is ahead of that in history, which is true story of when I started homeschooling. I begged my parents to let me leave public school and start homeschooling because I was just super bored. And then the homeschooling company is the result of that. He loves learning, loves anything to do with history or economics or politics. Um, just give as much detail as you want. This is going to be a pretty simplified example, but the more we know about your kid, the better we can personalize every aspect of their education. He wants to start a startup in the education space, building personalized education for homeschoolers. It's crazy. It's almost like there was a guy named Andrew who did that. This is just a good example. As much detail as you give about the career interests as possible really helps because the application tasks we do are largely personalized, both towards mastery of that specific subject, but also their career goals. He was more detail is better. He likes to read. And then once we have completed, he these are the completion things that we need. Obviously, you can give way more detail than this. Um, just dump as much as you'd like, but that's the baseline we need. And then from here, we'll move on to picking a subject. And then here we have what we call our recommended subjects. So just based on their onboarding chat, but also these are our core subjects. These move with grade level. We have our completion tasks, and then these are a series of electives that you can't get anywhere else, as well as we can do custom ones as well if you upgrade to our tier for that. So for the purposes of this, let's do history, because I did love history. And then this is the onboarding exam. This is extremely important. However, for the purposes of a quick start, we're not going to do it, but it's just 25 questions. They're pretty easy. They're all multiple choice, and they just let us index on where your kid is at. It's sort of a pseudo map exam format wise, and also we derive a lot of our questions from AP exam or map questions. I encourage you to just it takes 15 minutes, 25 minutes at the long end, depending on what subject and if your kid is struggling. But yeah, I strongly recommend it for the purposes of this. We're going to skip an estimate grade level. Place your grade level alone, yes. And then this is going to just take 5 to 10 minutes to generate a curriculum. And I will come back then. We will also email you once it's done. So you can just leave this open in a tab and it'll be ready when you come back. All right, and just a couple of minutes later, we have loaded in. This is the main dashboard. This does have the parent invite, so if you have multiple kids on the platform or you want a separate parent account, you have some separate parent settings where you can control certain aspects of their content, you can do that, but for now we're just going to skip that. Those settings are included for the single learner if you don't have a linked parent account. And then here you see they have a number of units, all of which have custom generated projects, reading checks, as well as reviews throughout, and a midterm and a final. All of our content has personalized learning all the way through. So multiple choice tests that are personalized to how you responded during the reading check, or we have our in-article multiple choice questions. Those impact your longitudinal learning. So how you respond to those which you struggle on more, paragraphs you spend longer reading, all of that impacts our diagnostic of your learning. We can just jump in and show an example of an article here. And we just have a rich text all the way. All of this is personalized entirely to the manner in which your kid learns best. So anything they do, we care about how they do it best. We also have our skills library, which is everything they need to pass this level of their learning and move on to the next. And so with that, if you have any further questions, you can email me at andrew@thehomeschoolingcompany.com. I'm happy to answer any questions anytime. Um, Everything we do here is about personalizing your kid's education so that it's best it can be. And if you have ideas on how I can do that better or things we're doing wrong, please let me know. And yeah,